This is actually going to be a brief video. This is not the ideal location that I like to be at, but basically, Christmas Day is actually the ultimate day for megaphoning the truth about what the day should represent. It's not really a day to be a slave. But as I said in other videos, and I just got that look, so I'm not buying anything, and I'm not moving quick enough as a consumer. I just got that look, like, why are you here? And then I'll just look back, like, yeah, I know what you're thinking. I'm psychic. And when it comes to certain types of discrimination, Starbucks will act like, oh, we don't discriminate, this, that, and the other. Act like I did something wrong when I was speaking the other day. People in this world are so nuts. They'll think that you're discriminating when you're standing up against discrimination. They'll also, like, if you go back at a regular basis to certain Starbucks who are speaking truth, they'll know to stop saying good morning to certain people and to continue saying good morning to others. So the main point is, I've been thinking a lot about this. I want to become more successful at watering down my message and maybe telling you what you want to hear. But the more I think about that, and I put a lot of info out, but despite that, my holidays aren't any better. I'm right when I say that really is about people with families and people with wealth and people that have stuff. And then even people that are connected to a community or tribe, like people that are working, for example, they'll be connected to people saying Merry Christmas, how are you? Because they're connected to people. Now we have this whole move for people to get away from people and to get on the screen all the time, right? Through the cell phone. How many of you watched me through the cell phone for many, many years? Exactly. And how many times did you think that Merry Christmas or some other, expletive for a holiday? Never, right? But yet we're also connected through these phones, right? Isn't it so awesome? Through these phones, you can get free Starbucks coffee, right? You can get a special digital coupon. You can get things to be a little bit cheaper with your phone, right? What is your phone really doing to connect you with better people? If you're dating people and you use dating apps, have you ever asked yourself, why don't they actually try to actually connect me with spiritual people that have certain values before it's about height, race, hair color, right? Dating apps are doing the wrong thing. It should be about kindness, not physical attributes. The other thing I notice, being from Oregon, not this place, is that there's so low morale for anything conscious. Everybody's a suspect who's short and brown. And so if you push back against discrimination, let's say you're the one doing the discrimination, and that's the Matrix. We're literally living in a version of the Matrix. And so to me, the reason why I believe that it's blasphemy against Jesus Christ, not in support of Jesus Christ, but against Jesus Christ, for people to take the Christmas day and then to take out the love, the compassion, the teachings of Christ, the stop killing people. And so how many people today are thinking, God, an untold amount of people are dying in other countries as a result of the military-industrial complex. What type of a Christmas does that morph into for a collective when all talks of morality are gone? What does that then say about said society, whose sole consciousness is about looking for a gift supposedly from Santa? And that's what this comes down to year after year after year. What is really going on behind the scenes metaphysically when they get children to worship something that doesn't exist, which has nothing to do with Jesus Christ? And the unfortunate thing is that nothing that I'm saying that's going to be attractive to the mainstream church, okay, to people that have been harmed by the church, myself included. There are many. If you say Christ or Jesus to the non-actual Christians or people that even believe in anything spiritual, but believe in the materialism Satan clause, they might think that you're with them, the Orthodox folks. I'm not with the Orthodox folks. And then the Orthodox folks, they're in their own little box that if you introduce yourself to them, as I have, I've been to over 10 churches here in this region. They have a holier than thou. Why are you talking to us? And why do you think that your book, get your book out of here. You're nothing. And so unless you have that experience of writing a book about events that are manifesting, the connection between the sun, people becoming possessed, rumors of war, threats of war, and the march to World War III, things of that nature, which Solar Wars 2025 gets into. When you have that real world experience of pinching yourself, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Please, Mr. Pastor, please, person that goes to church, please read my book. Please, Miss who works at the place of books, please check this out. Your life matters. Things are changing. That is a rough feeling to go through. And right now, with what's happening with the mystery of the drones, no one really knowing what's going on with the drones, to me, it's a sign that something significant is on the way. A lot of things are closed today, and I'm totally fine with people not having to work on Christmas. I'm not a big supporter of the idea that people have to be slaves. However, the idea of everything closing during Christmas, right? Can be frustrating for people in a number of different ways. And sometimes hanging around neighborhoods where there's a lot of that family construct, us versus them, because again, that's my experience as a single man. You never really wanted to be single. A lot of cities, a lot of environments, a lot of holidays seem to be about the tradition of families versus others. And so it is important for a single man to find family, but it's wrong for mainstream society to steer away from those people also, to not realize that they've steered away from, basically, it's the cult of the tribe, basically, everywhere. And everything about the marketing behind Christmas is about gifts, presents. The idea of the tree is interesting. It's like we are harvesting items from the forest and we need illumination. So the idea of the tree is attractive on a physical level, but on a deeper level, it has very little connection to do with rising above a murderous state of consciousness and attitude. And that's what's needed during this period in time in which humanity has collectively failed the test. So when we listen to Sufi realities, and he talks about they are coming to eat and devour the aliens, the jinn, the demons. We're talking about a collective sin in which the hand of protection is being removed from the entire earth, to the point where I truly do believe to even be ordered to reincarnate on earth is not a good thing. To have to come back to earth in 10 years or 20 years is not a good thing. Those that are born now and those that will be born in 2045, it's a very troublesome world that they will be born into, especially those whose parents did not tell them what's coming. I want to be nice to my parents during the holidays, but my father, through the people that I've known him, people that have been my audience that have turned to the dark side, people in Portland, Oregon, people that have watched me for years and told me they watched me for the years and recently fell into darkness. And it's through these things and others that I'm seeing the true nature of humanity and really asking myself, where are we going to be in a couple of months? Who's going to be alive? Who's going to see next Christmas? We have walked into a dimension of evil that's so intense, the authorities just haven't announced it yet. And people are so cheery right now about the wrong things, about just like sugar and spice and everything nice, but it's not nice. It's very troublesome. Okay. I would have gone to my normal Starbucks today, but if you watch recent videos, they don't really want me there. So I went to an itty bitty one where people normally don't sit down. So I'm sure this is extra obnoxious for them to hear. So I'll try to end it soon and be quiet, so I don't make anyone angry. But who's really offended here? Them or my entire incarnation? But why did I get sent to Earth and be given this knowledge? Okay. Why am I seemingly being tortured inside by knowing the things that are coming to humanity and knowing that I can't help them? It's like Superman crying, breaking down in part 2, where he lost his powers. He's sitting there with Lois. He's got his ass beat. They're going Superman help us. There's nothing that he can do but go back to the chamber. And I don't know where my chamber is. And I'm not Superman. I'm just aspiring. But basically, everybody should be aspiring to be something more than a couch potato, YouTube surfing, nobody voting for Harris or Trump, who's basically stuck in the matrix. And there's a lot of people out there that never grew up, that never want to come out of Never Never Land, that are lost in these webs right now, right? So we are being changed as a species. And a judgment is coming upon all of humanity. Some of us will survive, but it's not really about the flesh surviving. It's a matter of us passing the test while we were in the flesh, and that's what I believe we're in. We're in a flesh test. We're in a dark world of darkness in which flesh is sold. We're like a factory, a human trafficking, sex trafficking factory, in which there are human beings that are coming alive on the earth in order to suffer. And there are way too many people that are going along with the suffering and going, I watched also a movie with Whoopi Goldberg and James Belushi from the 80s. I'm going to go home and watch more 80s. Thank you very much. But he's saying to her, Whoopi, and they're on this like road trip across America in 1989, something about God. And she's screaming, why would you say this about God? Did God do this to your brain? Did God get you to get hit in the head with this baseball? And she's trying to attack him and cause him to doubt his faith. And this is what my life has been like with real people. There's even been variants of it in Portland where, angry people would be like, you think you know something, but you're just talk. You're not action. We're about action. We're about fighting. We're about breaking stuff. You're talking philosophy. You're nothing. You're a personality. This is the type of sting that Portlanders have thrown at me. In case you're looking for some new shit to throw at me. You're just a personality. You're not violent. You don't want to break stuff. You're just talk. You're just a philosopher. You're just a thinker. You're just that. What's wrong with being a thinker? Who doesn't want to break shit? Okay, this is the real way a lot of those people in Portland that could have helped me, right, saw me. They saw the true, peaceful, nonviolent aspect of my consciousness, and they left me to the wolves. And that's the true nature of what's going on. Okay. Person behind me has like that mock face the minute I came and sat down, like, oh, you're one of them. And what are they thinking? What, a carjacker, a criminal? What are you thinking, one of them? With a smile turns to a frown, where they're like, we're happy when some people are here, then when some people show up, we're not happy. And so single men without family can unfortunately be treated as a suspect. But who are they to say that we wanted to be this way? They don't all realize, and some do, that you have to play the game and be somewhat of a sinful, bad person, go out and get the money and not do the right things. Okay? There are very few family men that I've known in my life that have been attracted to my content. And then when I get too deep with certain things, a lot of family people, they might become allergic to what I'm saying and be sensitive when maybe I'm not even talking about them. But the nature of this world does promote tribalism and does not promote the spiritual singular person being respected by the world. Okay. It actually pressures also, I would suppose, some females to marry. What is right and what is wrong isn't necessarily clear, but what I do believe is that we were made to be sexual beings, and many human beings alive today have misused their sexual energies, have chosen to sell it, have chosen to give healing to the wrong people. A lot of men also give that energy freely to the wrong women because they're in lust. And that's all we're going to say on that. And so through that right there, many humans are locked into the earth plane and aren't really interested in something better than this place. So I'm planning another video soon. I don't think I'm going to continue on and on and on and on and on and on. So I'm reflecting on the title again. And I'm just retitling this to the date. So it's not really even clear what I chose to talk about. But yeah, I consider these holidays all to be dark. Birthdays are not days in which you're supposed to celebrate yourself and walk around prancing about yourself. It's a day if people generally care about you, that they will tell you that they care about you. Birthdays, things of that nature. So nobody should be thinking or being asked, like, did he have a good birthday? Did he have a good Christmas? When the answer is obviously no. At least you people know the truth. They're not even bothering to ask me how my Christmas is. Y'all know, and y'all don't care, which is fine. We're all good. We're all good. It's when the fake society goes, how was your Christmas? How was your New Year's? Like hell. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sucks to be you. And they just go on to the next customer. Like I said, when I was at the health food store, I noticed one person that was dressed up as Santa's little slut. She had the little red thing on. Hi, sir. How are you? To every tall dude that came walking in the health food store. And then I'm walking slowly around, analyzing the situation. Should I give her a card? Is she open enough spiritually to be receptive to what I'm saying? Then I saw her face. Oh, God, that's why all that makeup's on. Oh, she would be considered very pretty to some people, but just had that sinister, literally hired to be sexy little Santa. And that's the thing that I'm noticing also about the holidays. It's like, if you want to watch porn. There's a time and a place. But we have all these people playing sexy little Santas, playing the energy vampire of the holidays. It's like, are they conscious of what they're doing? They don't want to have anything to do with Jesus or Gnosticism or the spirit of Christianity. But as soon as Christmas comes around, we have all these people that are prancing around with this special type of Victoria's Secret attire that's specially calibrated for the winter so they don't freeze their you-know-what off. Does that feel spiritual? Does that feel godly? Oh, look at her. Maybe we can mix the idea of Santa Claus with a stripper into one concept and be just nuts. And then I see somebody like at 7-Eleven with either the Grinch or Santa. I'm not sure. It was the Grinch Santa strapped to the front of his vehicle like he hit him. Let's move forward. Then you have the issue with all this crime taking place. You have the people that have been left behind by society, by design. They're triggered. They're not spiritual, as in they don't believe in God and they just don't give a fuck. Whoop, whoop. And then they're killing people and shit. Kicking in doors, raping, this type of stuff. And so there really is a darkness that's out there in around the holiday season. And some of the people that drink get taken over by entities. The immigrant that lit the woman on fire in New York does not remember what he did. I can go on and on and on, but I'm going to go in and end it here. But yeah, here's to all the sexy Satan sluts, Santa sluts that are out there working the streets these days. I will tell you for one thing, I don't recall my mother or my father, for that matter, going too hardcore on the Tooth Fairy Santa Claus mythos. I don't think it was ever something that I really believed in. And I think that when it came to the Tooth Fairy, I was always trying to catch my mom in the act.